So this is as far as I got with the hot water bottle cover. Can you see that texture? I don't know if I can do it on this camera. It's really lovely. I accidentally got it wrong to begin with. I forgot that when you are working in the round, you don't need to knit and purl to do the stockinette stitch, but that's going to go at the bottom, so by the time I've sewn it I think it would just look like a bit of a sort of ridge. Look at that yarn, it's lovely, isn't it? You see those little pools almost. It's really soft. And I did this last night. It was working up so fast, I guess because they're 7mm needles. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying the project. And they work really well together. And it's not hard, actually. I thought when I first cast on, I thought, oh, I'm going to have trouble seeing the different stitches because obviously you're using 2 threads. But it's not, it's fine. I was also worried I might end up going for these like little loopy bits, but so far it's working out fine. And it's not perfect, but I think because of the nature of the yarn, you can't really see those mistakes if there are any in there. I don't feel like I've dropped any stitches, but who knows. So yeah, just having a lot of fun with this one. And then I need to get some proper stitch markers for knitting. I've got lots of ones that are suitable for crochet. They probably would do, actually. I'll have to go and have a look. But yes, I've got to continue just working up in the round, and then I've got to switch to DPNs to do the neck. And I've not done that where I've had to sort of pick up stitches really. Well, I did it a bit with the Miss Marple. We'll see. I'll just see how I get on. I'll just YouTube it, I think, and then hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, so that's my new knitting project. You know, the first couple of rows were a bit ropey there, but no, really got the swing of it. And oh gosh, it's just so soft. It's lovely. It's not itchy at all. Oh, it's just really huggable. Lovely, lovely. Good morning. It is Wednesday the 29th today. It's my day off, and I've been looking through the footage of March, so I thought I would put my March vlog together, and I haven't really sat down and spoke to the camera much through March. I think there's a few little updates of my projects, that sort of thing, but actually for me actually being on screen or doing anything, not much at all. So I'm at home today, it's my day off, so I thought I would just vlog some footage to go alongside some of the things we've done in March. I'm not sure too much. We went for a beautiful like National Trust walk for Mother's Day. I think it was Barrington Court. And I think I filmed a few clips of Rob and I out treasure hunting, that sort of thing. So nothing too exciting really. But today I've got to run into town because one of the children has lost their PE kits. So I've got to run in and get some PE kits, and I want to cook something nice this evening. I mean, when I say nice, just something not so basic. Getting really bored of everything I've been cooking. So I'm going to go and have a look through some books. So I might stop in and get some food on the way back so that I can cook something this evening. Anyway, what I was going to show you is I'm just about to, before I nip out, one of my jobs today is to tidy this enormous pile of books behind me. And they've just accumulated throughout the months. It's basically where I just put all the books I don't know what to do with. So, and they're all sort of stacked up on the vintage sled, which has been left here. It was given to me by my nan's next door neighbour years and years ago when she was still alive. But her next door neighbour was clearing out the garage and asked if we'd like it. And it's a really lovely wooden sledge. So I keep it in the house, and at Christmas it holds the little Christmas tree, and for the rest of the year it just holds some coffee table books, you know, like nice books to pick up and just browse when you want a bit of inspiration. But I cannot even get to those books at the moment because there's so many books on. But it's actually quite dark around the bookcases, so I think I'll show you what I'm talking about, and then maybe I'll just plop them all on the coffee table here, and you can see what I've been hoarding this month. Okay, so this is the pile in question. Yeah, it's got a bit out of hand, and I just really need to move some of these books on now, so that I can get to the pretty books at the bottom, and you know, so they can either find new homes or find a permanent place for them. So which will be interesting because the bookcases are all really quite full anyway. So but I'm at that time where I just really feel the need to have a good spring clean as well. Does anyone else get that around this time? Like, I generally don't enjoy cleaning or housework in general, but you know, obviously I like things to look tidy. But come spring, I just feel the need for this giant cleanse. So I will be looking at sorting through some of the books. Probably not books on this bookshelf; they've been there for many years and they're mostly favourites. But books around the house and the other bookcases. So yeah, I'm going to move these two piles onto the bookcase and you can go through them with me. I thought I would have a little look about what I can make for dinner this evening because I've been feeling quite uninspired, but we've got some sweet potatoes that need using and I am in the mood for comfort food. So I have had a look in, this is one of Kyra's cookbooks actually. It's a soup book and I think I'm going to go for this one. Chickpea, sweet potato and chorizo. Because the children generally moan when I cook up just, you know, a vegetable soup. They like something with a bit of spice or just a bit of something extra. So I just had a little recce. I've got most of the ingredients. I've got sweet peas. What else does it say? Chorizo I've got, onion, carrot, celery. Tomato puree I've got, the sweet potatoes, chicken stock, chickpeas. And then just spices. So I think I'm good for that. So that should be fine. So I'm going to cook that up when I get home. And then I thought, because it's just a soup, I found these in the shop the other day. Cajun style lentil and red kidney beans. It's like a premix. And there's a little recipe on the back there, recipe idea for just some tortillas. And you just pop the lentil mix over them and melt cheese. So I thought that might be quite nice. It says top with crispy onions, fresh tomato salsa and guacamole. So I know I've got a bag of tortilla chips in the dresser. I also found these onion toppers in the cupboard. So I think when I nip out, all I need to get is some guacamole or avocado. And I can serve those up with the soup, which I think will be nice. So yeah, so that's the plan. Hopefully I won't be in town long because I hadn't really wanted to go out today. But I think when I get back, maybe I'll film the cooking of the soup and I'll let you know how I get on. Okay, I've got all the books here, so I'm just going to go through them and put them in piles. We've got library book, that's a recipe book. I haven't quite finished with that one, so I'll keep that on the shelf. Country Cook's Kitchen, That's a library book. It's one of the Country Living ones. Actually, it's a really pretty book. I might look out for a second-hand copy of that. Some of the recipes were really lovely. Lavender and Madeira cake. And they've got lots of like pickling and all sorts of things. And this is actually a really lovely book. So that's a library book. It's got to go back, so I'll just put it over there. This is another library book, A Single Rose. It looks like a little short story. I tried reading it, I couldn't really get into it, so that's going back. A Whole Life. This I've obviously picked up from the charity shop. That's going to have to go on the to be read pile then. Not even sure what that's about. Just says, as haunting and as spare as stone, a profound, wise and humane novel that no reader will forget. Andreas Egger knows every path and peak of his mountain valley. The source of his sustenance is locally at his home. Set in the mid-20th century and told with beauty and tenderness, his story is one man's relationship with an ancient landscape, of the value of solitude, the arrival of the modern world, and above all, of the moments great and small that make us who we are. I remember. I found that in the charity shop. I'm going to put that on the to be read pile. This is another one that I found in the charity shop. It's still got its little label in there. That was on my to be read list. I do have a bit of room up there for some to be read. Alison Weir, Queens of the Conquest. I'm not sure why I got that out. I must have been looking something up. This is the medieval queens. I will put that back. That goes with the history books. Daisy Jones and the Six. This is there because I picked it off the shelf actually. It can just go back on the shelf. Because we watched Lulu and I watched the TV series, and it reminded me that I had not finished reading the book. I read about half of it and I just put it down for some reason. It's kind of a good book, but it's not really, I preferred her other book. Was it The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo? I preferred that one. Anyway, I remembered that I hadn't finished it, so I got it out to finish the other day because I wanted to know what happened in the show and I couldn't wait. This Wild, Wild Country by Inga Vespa. This is another one that was on my list that I wanted to read, and then I came across a copy in the charity shop. That was £1, so that's going to have to go on my to be read pile as well. The new Laura Purcell is down here because I had started to read that. Oh, and this Nina Borden just needs to go upstairs. That's from the last video I filmed actually, so I'll get rid of that. I've got some leaflets. Another little vintage book that I found in the charity shop. It's a play from the looks of it. I will put that upstairs too. And then Babel. I read this, it's really good. It's quite long, and I think the reason it's been on there is because I don't have anywhere for it on my shelf, so I'm going to have to find somewhere to put that. So yes, I'm still not any better off. I might go and put that in the office. And this is Rossetti's Portraits. This is just a book that I picked up when we went to Holborn. It's just a book of portraits from their exhibition actually, and I missed the exhibition, but I grabbed that anyway, so I will put that upstairs. And then over here we've got the Mayor of Casterbridge, which is by Thomas Hardy. I really fancied reading some Thomas Hardy the other day, and I actually haven't read this one, and I read a little bit of it, but first 30 pages or so, and I already know that I'm going to enjoy that. I really enjoy Thomas Hardy's writing anyway, so what else is here? Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. This is one I ordered on Amazon. I think I saw someone talking about it on TikTok. I'm guessing it's a kind of modern Dracula story. So yeah, I ordered that from Amazon, so I'll put that with the to be read as well. Last Party by Claire McIntosh. I found this in a charity shop at the weekend and just sounded like a nice easy thriller that I would enjoy, and a fairly new one, so I bought it. I'll read it and then I'll probably donate that to the library. that's there because that needs to be donated to the library, so I'll put that there. The Wind in the Willows Treasury. This is out because I have just finished reading The Wind in the Willows as part of the comfort book group that Miranda Mills hosts on her channel. I don't often join in, but I was really craving a comfort read, and I haven't read The Wind in the Willows for a long time. So when I heard that they were reading Wind in the Willows, I thought I'm going to read along, and then I'll just watch the video when she pops one up as well. But the copy that I was reading was one of these. Well, these are Penguin Classics. It didn't have any images in. And then the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago, we were at one of the National Trust bookshops, and I found a copy with little images in, and I can't. It's here somewhere because I've just finished. It's a lovely little 1970s copy, look, and it's got the illustrations from, is it E. Shepherd? Yeah, E.H. Shepherd, who also illustrated Winnie the Pooh. And they're tiny little illustrations, and because, which is lovely, I really enjoyed reading it. So I switched from the Penguin Classics to this book. I picked it up in the bookshop. It was £1. And because this one had these lovely little images, but they're quite hard to see because they're so small. So I remembered that we had one of these treasury copies that must have belonged to the children. So I brought that down so I could have a look at the images in colour. So just so okay, look, you can get a proper look. And these are the E. Shepherd images, but they've just been enlarged and coloured, I suppose, to make them more accessible for children. Yes, that was really lovely way to sort of just, I mean, this version of the book has been shortened down a lot as well, so I really was just using it to look at the images. Anyway, that can go back upstairs now. I've also got Tyler's Redhead by the Side of the Road. I think I showed that recently in a vlog as well. That's to be read, so I'll pop that with the others. The Bon Maman cookbook that I bought. I need to put that with the cookbooks. My diary, which I've actually been looking for, so that's handy. The Penguin Book of Poetry, which I was reading in February, so I need to put that back up in my office. The Snowball, which I obviously had there because I was going to try and read it in January, February. It starts, I believe, on New Year's Eve at a ball, so, but I haven't got around to reading that, so I'm going to put that back with the to-be-reads. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, that I finished, and I'm going to donate to the library as well. Rob's and Middleton book that someone bought him for Christmas. I'll put it on the shelf. And then lastly, the Children's Nature book. This is another little vintage one that I've picked up in a charity shop, and I just grabbed it because the illustrations are absolutely divine in this book. And I just know that I'm going to get a lot of inspiration from it. Not only the colouring illustrations, there's something about it that reminds me of, it's great, isn't it? Yes, but there's also something about the illustrations that remind me of like Angela Harding's work. They're just so lovely and intricate. Feel inspired, but look at these lovely sort of, just think they're great. And there's lots of flowers and yeah, just holly. So I really, and I think this one was about £3, so a little bit. Yeah, so I just thought that was really lovely, a really lovely book, and it's got photos in, it's got some colour illustrations in, and then like those lovely line drawings. So that's the Children's Nature book, 1958. Isn't that lovely? So yes, I bought that from the charity shop, and I will put that upstairs with my vintage books. So that's it. I just need to run around and put these where they should be, and then the piles are back down to where they are, and I can grab my, which is probably where my diary normally lives actually, but because everything's been piled up on top of it, I haven't been able to find it for a few weeks. So that'd be good to get that tidied up. And I have got a pile of books to go to the charity shop and to be donated to the library, so I'll add those to the pile and get those off as well. So yes, I'm going to do that now, and then what time is it? The soup has been cooked, I've got 10 minutes, and then I've got to go and pick the children up. So but dinner's done, and then I can just do those nachos before we eat, so that should be lovely. But yeah, I will catch up with you again soon. I don't know whether I'll probably film the nachos and the soup, finishing off that if it's not too dark. It's really, really rainy here again today. It's just so dark. Every time I've picked the camera up, I've sort of moving around the house trying to catch the light. But anyway, my battery's flashing, and I've got to go. So I'm going to grab a quick cup of tea, go and pick the children up, and then get all this put away. So I'm just about to serve, so I'm just going to do the nachos to go with it. It says to heat the nachos first, then put the stuff on. I'm just going to do it all together. And then I've got some grated mozzarella and just some cheddar that I'll sprinkle over as well before I just pop it in the oven for a few minutes. There we go, just pop that in the oven just for a few minutes. I've moved my knitting onto DPNs to do the neck ribbing. You can't really see it, to be honest with you, which is a good thing. But I've not worked with DPNs before, and yeah, it's fiddly and it's hurting my hands a lot. But look at these. Look at this gap. So that was my first stitch. And all of the tutorials I watched, they just sort of went from one needle to the other seamlessly, and I seem to have got this big gap. So I'm not sure, because it also said to put the stitches into the middle of the hook when you weren't using them, and then just push forward like the stitches that you were going to work on. But now I'm thinking maybe I should have had these stitches pushed up as well before I made that first stitch. To be honest with you, even the subsequent stitches don't look great. So let's have a look at this bit. I don't know That doesn't seem too bad between those ones. So yeah, I'm not sure what I've done wrong. I think I'll watch a bit more YouTube and maybe look for some tips. But it's not the end of the world because I'll just sew that together. But yeah, that's where we're at. And I've got to do, did it say 6 centimetres? I don't think that can be right. I'm going to need to do at least double more of that. But I'm finding it quite uncomfortable to do and fiddly. But I guess that's just something new. And I'm not sure, like, because I'm having to do the knit and the purl, it's fine when I move, like, knit stitch between the hooks, but when I have to do a purl, like the first stitch if it has to be a purl, I'm not sure if I'm putting the yarn in the right place. So yeah, that's a little bit. I haven't really been able to find any sort of specific tutorials, so I think I'll just wing it really. And this, these yarns together are so forgiving that I think it won't matter too much. And you can barely see that ribbing in there anyway. I might as well have just done knit stitch all the way around. Anyway, it's nearly finished, and now I've really enjoyed this part of it. This part of it I'm not so enjoying. So I feel like, yeah, I'm ready to finish this now, and I don't want to put it down. I just need to get it done, and then I can, and I've checked it does fit on the hot water bottle because it looks a little bit skinny, but it fits. So, yeah, but it's a little bit multi as well. Look at that on my leggings. Yeah, it's been really fun up to now. I might have been better off trying, DPNs with something that wasn't quite so fluffy and hard to see for the first time, but you live and learn. And I feel like if I'm more inclined to knit if I'm making something that I want to make rather than just learning, which maybe I should be doing, but yeah, so that's where we are with that.